My name's Jonathan Osborne and I'm pleased to be a supporter of the Royal Humane Society. In its 250th year, the Society is sharing a story of bravery every day from across the centuries. My story is from 1860, and as a context, it's the year when Charles Dickens published the first instalment of Great Expectations in his magazine All the Year Round, and Abraham Lincoln was elected to be President of the United States. So here is a story from the archive of that year, and in the language of the day. On Sunday the 19th, 12 individuals, 6 males and as many females, left Agnegat and Relong in the parish of Kincardine in Rochester, with the intention of going to the Free Church in the parish of Creek, Sutherlandshire. These two parishes are separated by the Dornoch Firth and the River Oikel. The party, instead of taking the ferry, took a salmon fishing boat or cobble, which might comfortably carry 7 or 8 persons only. And though the wind was high, the Firth rather stormy, the boat overloaded and the sail too large, everything went well on until they were about 1.25 miles from Bonar Bridge. There it was considered expedient to take down the sail, and while doing so, the boat took in some water, which so alarmed some of the females as to cause them to spring to the opposite side of the boat. The boat immediately filled, capsized, and it appears to have more than once turned upside down in a part of the Firth which was at the time about 12 to 14 feet deep, and was considered to be 300 or 400 yards from the shore. All were thrown into the water. Only 2 could swim. These were Donald Urquhart, a sailor, and Alexander Ross. The former had his father and sister with him, the latter had his wife and his son and daughter. On looking about him, Alexander Ross's attention was attracted to his daughter struggling in the waves. He seized hold and attempted to save her, but after an earnest effort, he felt that he was in the utmost peril of losing his own life, without any prospect of saving that of his daughter, a girl of 16 years of age. He was most reluctantly forced to let her go, but after doing so, he succeeded in swimming about 20 yards when he found that he could stand, though the water reached his neck. Donald, observing Ross's daughter sinking head foremost, swam directly to the spot, got hold of her and swam with her to her father, who could keep the girl's head above water. With a moment's delay, Urquhart swam back in the face of a strong wind and rapid current to the others, who were helplessly struggling for life. Observing a female in the act of being submerged, he made for the spot where she disappeared, dived after her to the bottom, which was about 12 feet, and succeeded in bringing her to the surface and swimming with her to her husband, for she happened to be Ross's wife. Urquhart, with all possible expedition, for the 3rd time swam bravely to the scene of the disastrous calamity, dived as on the previous occasion, and now brought 2 females from the bottom. With these he emerged quite close to the boat, which was rolling in the waves, and to which he found another female clinging, but in imminent danger of sinking into the surging water. She managed to get hold of his clothes, as did her sister, one of the 2 rescued and brought from the bottom. The other was his own sister, who was in a state of utter unconsciousness. The noble fellow has no distinct recollection of the manner in which he now conducted himself, but he struggled desperately to bring the 3 with him to Alexander Ross. With his unconscious sister in one hand and the 2 sisters Anne and Bella Ross clinging to his clothes, Urquhart made the most determined and energetic struggle with the one free hand to carry these to where the other rescued ones were in the water. Without any human aid, he succeeded, although he was much exhausted and quite bewildered. 5 were still in the bottom of the Firth, amongst them his own father. But the brave fellow could do no more, and his helpless sister demanded all his attention. Hitherto, none of the multitude of spectators who had witnessed the catastrophe at various distances were able to render any assistance. But when they were able, their services were of little avail. None of the 5 who sank to the bottom were rescued alive. This is just one of the amazing stories in the Royal Humane Society's archives. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. If you're interested in finding out more about the Society or becoming a governor, please visit their website. Thank you very much.